All right, welcome everybody to the Gatekeepers Court, where the fandom meets the courtroom and your faves better come correct. So I'm your host, Taylor B, and I'm bringing you all the drama and all the receipts and all the judgment that we can handle. So this week's case, messy per usual, but this one it got an extra little messy dose in it. I'm excited about this week's case. We've already had this defendant, but I'm still excited because we're getting closer, but I ain't gonna say too much because we're gonna wait till we get to the case. But anyways, obviously, I came to prosecute. I'm the judge here in the Gatekeepers Court. So let's begin with the recap of this past week, or as we like to call them, our opening statements. All right, hold on. I got the chamomile. Hell yeah. Okay, so, all right, Kenneth turns up the heat on Martin. You know, he just makes himself a little bit more visible, a little bit more in his face, whispering in his ear. That was weird. But yeah, he turns up the heat on Martin. He's like letting him know, listen, I'm not a figment of your imagination. You know, you're not imagining me. You're not flashing back. Like, I'm here right now, today, and I'm real. Thank you. Like, that's him. That's where he is. So Kenneth demands hush money from Martin. You know, Martin confronts him, and then he tells Martin, like, straight up, I am who I am. And on top of me being who I am, I'm going to get money from you as a result of who I am, or else everybody else will know who I am. It's a very, very rude thing to do. All right, so Vernon asked Bill to fix Martin's situation. Because, you know, he fixed it the last time, and he fixes everything else. So, obviously, they called Bill the Fixer. So, we call him Big Bad Bill on Threads. And I mean, I think they've called him that before too. I don't know, but yeah, I know we call him Big Bad Bill. Mm-hmm. So, all right, Bill delivers the money to Kenneth. So he gave it to him. Kenneth, for whatever reason, decided that where he was at that very moment was the best place to count the money and make sure it was all there. I don't know why he did that, but Doug's friend, I forget the man's name. Hold on, because I usually keep the cast in front of me. All right, let's see. Who is that man? Oh, they ain't got him on here. Y'all, I need everybody handy. You know what you do? You go to IMDb, because that's who have everybody. Like, you can't depend on the Google page to have everything and everybody. They don't. They just have like the main cast and everything. Okay, hold on. Okay. What's that man's name? Okay, so yeah. Okay, Randy Parker, played by Maurice P. Carey. Randy, yes. So Randy came into the room after Bill left, and Kenneth was sitting there counting his money like a dummy. And yeah, he pointed the gun at him. So we don't know what's gonna happen with this gun and with Kenneth, but that's his business because ain't nobody tell him to sit there counting that money like that. That was stupid. Okay, so. Just wanted that to be known. I wanted him to know that I thought that was stupid. And I also said it on Threads if you missed it. So anyways, Martin tries to stop Smitty from digging deeper into his past. Here's the thing. You married an investigative journalist, right? So you know that once they start digging, they can't really stop. So I don't really know why you're trying to do that, because if you wanted to stop it, you should stop him from starting. But you didn't stop him from starting. You know, actually did quite the opposite. You made him want to start even more. So do whatever you will with that. Me personally, I just feel like he should tell him, like, if anybody is really and truly on Martin's side in all of this, it is Smitty. So did I waste them? I wasted a little tea. I didn't even see it. But anyways, yeah. If anybody's on his side when it comes to these things, it's definitely gonna be Smitty. Like, everybody else in the situation is really and truly looking out for their own interests. Like, when you think about it. So, like, nobody's really invested in it because they just care so much about Martin. I mean, outside of Vernon. But everybody else is, like, in it for their own personal interest. So it's like, if you really wanted somebody to really have your back in this whole situation, you need to tell your husband, because Smitty is the one who actually cares. But you didn't hear that from me. All right. Jacob encourages Smitty to put more pressure on Martin to tell the truth. Listen, Jacob don't know. Jacob don't live with the folks. Smitty has been asking him. Smitty has been telling him, tell me what's going on. Tell me why you having these flashbacks. Just tell me, like, what is bothering you? What's on your mind? Whatever. He won't tell him. And so it's just like, what you want me to do? Like, but I mean, a lot of us on Threads was like, first of all, if you came home, if you came home in different clothes and you was married to me, baby, you're not gonna hear the end of that. Ain't no, oh, leave it alone. No, the hell, like, you really think you're gonna come home in a different change of clothes, and neither of us planned for that, and I'm just not gonna ask no questions? Girl, please. So, and this is where I feel like Smitty, I know you married into a black family, but you still need some black friends, and that are not in the family, okay? Because we would have told you, if you was friends with us, we would have told you, that don't sound right. We would have been like, excuse me? No, that, keep asking him, because that don't sound together. Like, that random ass reason he gave for why he changed his clothes, that random ass reason for not, having a car or knowing what a car is, like, it was just a lot. It was a whole bunch. I don't like that. Oh, and now that I'm on IMDb, I'm looking at some of the characters. Y'all know who plays Mona. Her name is Karen Kendrick. I knew I saw her somewhere, right? So I was like reminiscing and thinking about some of all my favorite Lifetime movies. And so I went and watched one, and it's called The Fab Five, the Texas cheerleader scandal. It's a very good movie. You should watch it. If you have Lifetime, you can also get the Lifetime plug or whatever you call it on Amazon. That's where I watched it. And yeah, it was one of my favorite movies. I think it's based on a true story. It's lit. But anyways, Mona was in that. Well, Karen was in that. So I was like, girl, I knew you looked familiar. But shout out to Karen. Okay, so Eva doubts her ability to take over Kat's job at Ted's practice. Okay, this is annoying me because it's like every time she gets a step further into it, it's like she freaks out again. It's like, girl, the only reason you're not going to be able to do the job is because you keep freaking out. Just do the job. Do what he's telling you to do. He laying it out. He laying it out. He's spelling it out. And to be honest, from what I've seen with what happened, what went on with Nicole versus what's going on with Ted as a boss, it really don't look that different. So to me, it's like you know what you're doing. You just, your nerves is bad because of who you doing it for and the environment that you in, and knowing that, it was Kat's job, now it's not Kat's job. But it's not like he fired her. You know what I mean? Like, she left. She left to pursue purses and detective work with no badge. So it's like, girl, enjoy yourself. You the one talking about, I don't know if I like doing hair no more. Okay, your dad gave you the job that you wanted, and now you doubting yourself. Like, it's like Eva wants the exact job that she had. Like, she wants to go back to the house and work for Nicole. And it's like, girl, you're not getting back there. Leave it alone. Let it go. Just be content with the fact that that's never happening, because it's not. I don't know how many times I gotta tell you. I don't know how many different ways I can put it, but yeah, baby, that's not happening. Like, Nicole is forgiving and sweet and all that, but not that much. So let that go. Work for your dad, make your money, Get your experience. Cause shoot, maybe you could end up running your own business one of these days. You see what happened with Kat? You could be well on your way to what Kat doing. And probably, you know, with something different. You probably not gonna make no purses, but you could do a hair care line. You could do you could even start your own salon, you know, but just running the business part rather than actually doing hair, you know, because it seems like you like business more than you like anything. Like you like all things business, all things clerical, you know what I mean? So you like numbers. So I think you would do well to run your own salon. Don't say I ain't never told you nothing. So, okay. Ted asked Kat to assist Eva in learning her office duties. I was a little sketchy about it, but obviously, like, who else was gonna teach her? You know what I mean? So, but I mean, of course, Kat is being a little brat, and of course, Eva is scratching back at her, but they'll get over it. They'll get over it. Kat seems to be like okay with it because she's like, I'm doing it for the staff. She don't seem to be using it as like a way to sabotage Eva, but she just really, you know, she just don't really like Eva like that, and I understand. It's getting on my nerves, but I understand. Okay, where we at? Okay, Danny continues to miss Bill. It's like I get it, you know, like she spent like her life thus far. She spent majority of it with Bill, so it's like I can't judge too much, but at the same time, I'm like, you hopping on Andre every other day. There's no way that you thinking about Bill as much as you are. Like, I don't know. That Andre would definitely take my mind off of that. Like, he seemed like he know what he doing, you know? He seemed like he laying it down. So I don't know that I would be thinking about Bill. Like, Bill with the stroke? Like, is that the man you wanna... Okay. Listen, I know it ain't just about sex. All I'm saying is, it's important. Y'all, something's in my eye. That's why I keep blinking. What's in my eye? No. The Speck is a paid actor, by the way. Oh, no. Alright, I'm gonna do it like this. Y'all. I bet y'all probably like, we do not see her without glasses. It look like I got on makeup. Okay. Okay. Where am I at? Oh, yeah. Bill visits Danny and apologizes. A lot of the gatekeepers think that was fake. You know, like, he's not the type to apologize and mean it. He always has, like, an agenda. And so, yeah. Yeah. And given, like, the conversation that he had with Vernon, like, not even an hour before, I definitely felt like, you know, he had his hidden agenda. I definitely feel like that. You know, he's just trying to keep his hand in like all their pockets in some way, shape, or form, or keep some form of control over all of them. You know, like even one of the gatekeepers today was like, yeah, he's like hella manipulative. Like that's how he works women. He manipulates them. But when it comes to everybody else, he like threatens them and makes sure they know like, you will die. So he handles things differently depending on who you are. But yeah, he definitely was being manipulative with that. Did she deserve the apology? Absolutely. But she deserves a genuine apology, not that fake shit. This tea is great. All right. So Haley goes to Danny's looking for Bill, although she didn't want to admit it. All right. Haley seemingly develops pregnancy cramps at Danny's. Okay, I said seemingly because, girl, you are not pregnant. Like, why are we still lying? Why are we still playing? You know, you in this for the long haul, but it's like there is no long haul as long as you're not pregnant. Like, within 3 months, at the most, this man gonna find out you lying. And that's why you sitting up here trying to fake the cramps and, oh, I'm having a miscarriage. But she ain't had no miscarriage. And you ain't had no ultrasound. But we get into that. I just had to throw that in there. But yeah, she seemingly develops the pregnancy cramps at Danny's. And so Danny brings Haley to the hospital. Danny's so nice. I'm too petty. I'm sorry. Not because it didn't seem like she was dying. So I'm just like, me personally, I'm just call the ambulance. Cause girl, don't nobody care. Like, now she faking cramps. Get away. Anyways, Haley declines her ultrasound at the hospital. Now, if you are going through this tumultuous time and Danny is stressing you out so bad, right? To the point that you have cramps that could possibly mean miscarrying your child, why would you not want an ultrasound? We're waiting. Yeah, we see you, Miss Delusional. So yeah, she declined her ultrasound. Ashley knows too. Now, a lot of people are wondering, is it breaking HIPAA for Ashley to say that she declined the ultrasound? Because she's technically not giving privileged information. That's what they're saying. That's what the people are saying. The people are saying because it wasn't documented, like an ultrasound wasn't documented, saying that she declined it is not technically breaking HIPAA. That's what they're saying. They could be wrong. I could be wrong. Me personally, I just feel like discussing a patient in any way, shape, or form is like, at least treading the line, if not completely crossing it. So me personally, I wouldn't do it. But that's just me. Like, I have this fear. I can't go to jail. I can't lose my license. Like, I'm really more afraid of losing my license because, girl, Billie Holiday said it best. Okay, one night in jail ain't never hurt nobody. But losing my license, girl, I'll cry. So because of that, I don't play like that. I'm not gonna discuss none of that. But I'm glad that she knows. I'm glad she knows, but I don't think she's gonna say nothing. I think Ashley is a pretty by the book individual. When it comes to her being a nurse, strictly when she's a nurse, because we're getting to you too. But yeah, I don't think she's gonna say anything. I think she's gonna because Ashley kind of manipulative. We've seen this before. Ashley is gonna kind of push them to be more curious about Haley's condition. That's what she gonna do. She gonna try to, she gonna try to nudge them to question it. And rightfully so. That'll get me back on her side. Cause right now, me and Ashley beefing, so that'll get me back on her side. All right. Vernon, Ted, Joey, Detective Malone, and Chief Hawthorne meet at Bill's office. Martin came too. I don't know why I didn't put his name. Martin came too. He just wasn't invited. I think that's why I didn't put his name. It's like, you here. We just didn't want you here. But have at it, friend. Because I just feel like they handled it before because you were incapable, And what has really changed in 2 years? Like, you still are one of those people that handles. I feel like there are two kinds of people in a crisis. There are people who kind of handle it calmly and then they freak out after the fact, or they allow themselves to kind of release after the fact. And then there are the people who freak out in the midst of it and kind of prevent themselves from actually handling the crisis. And so I feel like he's the latter. He's the person who freaks out in the midst of everything and kind of impedes the process, whereas like Bill or, basically either of these other men up here, they know how to handle the situation and then kind of released in whatever way they need to later, because it still affected you, but it's just like, I don't need the anxiety of the situation to stop me from handling the situation. That's them. And see, I'm the kind of person too, I have to do that too. Like, I need to handle it first. We can freak out later. Like, we can process the anxiety and the trauma later. But let me handle this shit first. Then I'm going to have my emotions. That's me. But everybody not like that, including Martin. So yeah, that's why he wasn't invited to the party. Kat asked Tomas to be her first. Girl, what is you doing? Now, I feel like a part of this is because, she was under the bed and she heard him choose her over Eva, and she just feel like he really does like her. He really does love her. He really does want her. And to a certain extent, Kat, to a certain extent, Bill put him on your ass. Bill got that man spying on you, and you don't know yet. You don't know. But I'm telling you, it's not a good idea. Not Tomas. I wouldn't choose Tomas for you. I just would not. We'll keep looking though. We'll keep looking. But it's not Tomas. Alright. So Tomas decides not to be Kat's first for now. I kind of respected him for that. Honestly, I think he felt guilty. I think it was just like, he knows, because let's be real, I think he does like Eva, and I think he does want Eva, but I feel like, he's also trying to do what his boss wants him to do. And so he kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, like the girl I really like and the girl that I like for the sake of doing my job. I mean, I think he does like Kat. I don't think he just don't like her at all, but I just feel like a big part of him liking her has to do with him getting to, partner and her fitting into a lifestyle that maybe Eva doesn't fit so much into, just because of where she's from and everything. But it's like, he's also from there. So whether or not he likes it, he does connect more with Eva because they relate more within their core as people. So I don't know. I respect him for not doing it, because it would be very wrong of him to take her virginity, not even knowing how he really feels about her. Because I don't think he's that sure. I just don't. So that's my opinion. And I also feel like he truly likes Eva more, but that could just be me wanting them together. I'm biased. Alright, so Danny tells Nicole about her relationship with Andre, which she really didn't have to, but she did. And so then Nicole gets upset with Danny for her relationship with Andre. Now, rationally speaking, I can see that what really bothered her was the whole like lying to her thing, and lying to her is a soft spot right now. But she still went on to like make, really rude comments about them having a relationship to begin with. And it's like, dude, maybe it was wrong to lie. Yeah, especially in the space that you're in, maybe it's wrong for your sister to lie to you. But I also feel like their relationship is none of your business. She didn't have to tell you nothing. Like, nothing. She really could have just said, yeah, that's your husband nephew and he cool. Like, and left it at that. And it would have been fine. Like, because like, it's really none of your business. But Nicole is insisting on making it her business because Nicole don't want to face her own situation. And that ain't got nothing to do with any. Let my girl live. Let my girl have fun. Let my girl hop on that man. Okay? She deserved to have some fun. After almost catching an attempted murder charge, she deserved it. Okay? And she still ain't took that trip we talked about. What happened to the Paris trip, Danny? We never went to Paris. I thought you were taking us to Paris. It's crazy. So, okay. Ted gives Nicole a reality check about her anger and perfectionism. I loved this. I really did. I mean, anybody would look at it and be like, Ted, really? Giving her a reality check? But at the same time, think about it. Who else really gonna check her? This is the man who has loved her, lived with her for 20 plus years. He know her ins and outs. He know everything about this woman. If anybody gonna check her, it should be him. And I'm glad he did it. Come up off that pedestal, princess. Yes. Let her know, Ted. He was giving daddy. Like, he was in daddy mode. Okay, let's go. Anita returns to have one-on-ones with her family. I thought this was so beautiful. Because sometimes that's what you need. You need some matriarchal wisdom, you know, just real quick, you know, to get you in check, to whip you into shape. And honestly, in the Black community, that is a staple. Like, one of my favorite people in the world is my grandmother. Like, I love talking to her. She be dropping gems, bitch. Like, girl. And I think that's a lot of Black people. Like, our grandmothers, our great grandmothers, or our moms. You know, I mean, some of us, we be kind of into it with our moms because it's like we always want to prove our moms wrong and shit. But when it comes to our grandmothers and our great grandmothers and stuff like that, like, we listen to them. And so I thought it was great that she came back and was like really letting people know, you know. So I liked it at that. I thought that was beautiful, and I thought that was like an ode to the Black community, because that's what we do. We go talk to the elder women of the family and get our lives. Mm-hmm. All right, so Anita encourages Danny to focus on Andre. You know what's wild? I actually was not surprised by this. I never thought Anita was gonna be mad, because I feel like as a mom, I feel like she just wants to see Danny happy, you know. And on top of that, Danny grown as hell. It ain't like Danny a teenager, so it's like she just saw her daughter go through like one of the most horrific experiences of her life. Like, her husband married their daughter's best friend, you know, cheated on her with the girl, forced her into coming to the wedding. Like, she almost shot the wedding up. It's just like, at this point, all she want to see is Danny smile. And that's what we want too. That's why I didn't really care. I was like, listen, they not blood for real. They only can through marriage. And really not even that. So, you know, so it's just like, whatever. But yeah, I think she just wants to see her daughter smile. She wants to see her daughter happy. And that's why she was telling her, like, listen, I understand you spent all this time with Bill, but baby, Andre's fine. Focus on him. Anita had a flashback. That's what happened. Anita remembered in the old days real quick. She was like, listen, you might want to look forward at that man. And I'm with her. I'm totally with her. So yeah, Danny, focus on that man. Andre, not Bill, because I didn't want you to get confused. All right, Anita encourages Nicole to direct her anger at the right people. Good. Because check your daughter. Why does she think we finna just let her deflect? We finna just let her lash out on everybody except the people she need to be lashing out on. How about you lash out on that lady who embarrassed you at your anniversary party and then popped up at your house like not even a week later? How about you lash out on her? How about you lash out on her daughter who was in on it and didn't stop it on time, but now you out here giving her motherly advice and shit? How about you lash out on her? How about you lash out on your husband who just keep popping up at your house whenever the fuck he feel like it? Giving you reality checks, although you need them. You know, lash out on him. Why are we lashing out on people who ain't doing nothing to harm you whatsoever? Yeah, she might have told a little fib, but at the end of the day, what you was asking her about ain't have nothing to do with you. She just wasn't ready to say it, and she has a right to not be ready to say it. So, direct it at who it need to be directed at. If you're mad at yourself, go scream in the mirror real quick. I don't know, but stop taking it out on Danny and Andre. Like, they ain't do nothing but be happy and hop on each other every other day. Like, I'm so in love with that. I'm so in love with people with minding their business and getting their O's. I'm happy about it. You need to do it too. Shoot, at this point, Ted did his little thing. Lied for 30,000 years, girl. You need to get you a little a little friend. Do something. I don't know, girl. You need a release. Okay. Ashley asked Andre on a date. Derek's body is not even cold yet. And she asking Andre on a date. You know what, Ashley? And I said this on Threads. You self-sabotaged your way into this position. You know exactly what you was doing. You knew who you wanted. You knew exactly what you wanted to do with him. You knew. The whole time. You sitting up here acting like, no, not yet. Not. You pushed Derek until he just didn't want to fuck with you at all, ever again. And now we're here. You're asking Andre on a date. But little do you know, Danny the firecracker is hopping on that bed every other night. You have to. I'm just saying. I love my girl, but she got a couple screws loose. You might want to chill. But anyway. Okay. Leslie asked Eva to meet her for lunch. Leslie tells Eva that she is lonely. I don't believe that one bit. She got 80 personalities. How are you lonely? You got 40 wigs. How are you lonely? This woman talked to herself in the mirror all day. How you lonely? She's not lonely. She's just trying to manipulate you. She's trying to make sure she still got you in her pocket. Don't fall for it. Do not fall for your mama BS, because what she really trying to do is make sure they put you in a cell right next to her if she go down. And then if they, because what I learned on Law and Order is the first person who talks gets the best deal. She gonna try to talk first. You gonna be trying to hold her down. She gonna talk first, and then she gonna be out, and you gonna be sitting down. You're gonna be sitting down. They're gonna have to write you letters and shit. Have to put money on your books. You know they don't let us put no more than $200 on your books. I forgot where I seen that. It pissed me off. I'm like, why you got a limit on somebody's books? Like, what's the point in having books? Like, like, so they just got a limit now? Like, rude. Anyways, but yeah, your mama trying to set you up. And I really hope that you are privy to it at this point. Like, I really hope you're keen on that right now. I really do. Because if not, that woman gonna hurt you. And you ain't gonna be able to come back from it. So, Jacob tells Kat that there's new evidence against Leslie. So, basically, they saw that there was like a scar on the helmet. Not a scar. It's not skin. It's like a mark on the helmet from the crash or whatever. And I guess as she turned around, it basically confirmed that that same mark on the helmet matches the one that Leslie was wearing. The one in the video matches the one that Leslie was wearing. That was at Leslie's house. So, I mean, it ain't the biggest thing, but I guess it's better than anything else they've gotten. But it's like, seriously, what's bigger than DNA? Like, I don't know. Who knows? All right. Madison and Chelsea go on a date. It's cute. Although, I thought you had flaked on my girl, Madison. Because first of all, why you come in... When somebody come in hot with an excuse, I immediately think they lying. Because why do you feel the need to... Okay, so this what happened. Like... I feel like you lying. Like, if you came in like, I'm so sorry I'm late. Please let me explain. Like, you like calmer. You know what I'm saying? Like, you at least trying to sound a little believable. Like, when you come in like with this big detailed ass story, like, yeah, if y'all have ever watched, what Kevin Hart special was it? I don't know, but y'all remember that joke he did where he said that he lie all the time, and he started talking about zebras and shit, a deer and a zebra, and then he adopted a baby on the highway, like all that shit that went. He was like, that's how outrageous his lies get. That's what it sounded like when Madison was talking about what happened to her, and the only real proof she had was the phone not working. You could have stuck that in some water. Mm-hmm. Because I know, like, most phones are, like, waterproof these days. But if you really just submerge it and just leave it in there, enough damage can be done. You know? So I don't know. I'm still suspicious of her. Like, I think they're cute. I like them. Especially because, Chelsea just seems so happy. But I'm watching her. Anyways, Allison interrupts Chelsea's date with Madison. What are you even doing? Ariana, what are you doing here? Why are you there? All this time she ain't been at Uptown not once. She ain't been at Orphe Jeans. She ain't been nowhere. Now you popping up. As soon as she gets into a relationship, she start liking the girl and hopping on the girl and okay. Allison tells Chelsea that Craig is not who she thought. So she basically says like this man is low key abusive. And I hate that. I hate that you going through that. For real. For real. But then Allison tells Chelsea that she wants to try again. Now, I have a problem with that because you just told her that you got a man that's abusive. And so now you want to go behind his back with Chelsea knowing that could trigger him. You know what I mean? And let me just say, I'm never saying that anybody deserves abuse or that you earn abuse. What I'm saying is that, like, I'm pretty sure that would set him off, if he ain't already set off that day. So that could cause him to be violent, not only towards you, but towards Chelsea as well. So I just feel like asking her to do that, like you putting her in harm's way and you claim to care about her so much. Like, if you care about her, let her be happy. Let her be free. Like, leave her alone. Like you made your choice at the end of the day. He said that you had to choose between him and Chelsea, and you chose him. Live with it. Like, I don't know. And I mean, I'm not saying just stay with the man, leave him, but you don't need Chelsea to do that. You could just leave with reinforcements. Because once again, you said he abusive, so yeah, you're gonna need some help. But yeah. Like, you don't need Chelsea to leave. You don't need another love interest to leave. What you need is support. A support system, and maybe the police, some weapons. Like, I ain't saying I got nothing. I'm just saying, like, you need some stuff. Like, call me, girl. I'll help you out. But anyway, now that we've laid out all of the facts, it's time to take someone to task. All right. So court is now in session and the docket is open. So on the docket today, we have Miss Haley Hamilton. She stands accused of faking a pregnancy, guys. So here's what we got. So we all know that she declined her ultrasound, which was very, very shady, especially because she told Bill that she had an ultrasound and that they were going to be emailing her the ultrasound, the video. So here's the thing. If you show him a video of an ultrasound, where the hell did you get it from? Because, baby, you denied it. You declined it. So where you going to get this video from? A co-conspirator. That's who you going to get from. So yeah, she lied about having an ultrasound. Bill lied about seeing the ultrasound. Which I don't even know why he would do that. Like well, I know why. He don't want Danny to be right. But it's like, friend, if she right, she right. You can't avoid it. You know, like, just let her be right. She been right thus far about everything, about your health, about your pride, about your ego. I mean, she was even right about your wife when she came over and said exactly how she was going to react to her being over there. Just let it go, Bill. Like, she's righter than you. Like, you be right, but she's righter. Like, matter of fact, I don't even believe you would be as right as you are without her being right first. Let it go, friend. Like, the best life that Bill has ever lived was with Danny. And that's because she's so right. All the time. Intuition on 10. Okay? Bullshit detector on 30. Like, you just gotta let it be what it is. You fell in love with that woman for a reason. Now you mad about it. Let it go, friend. You wrong. You wrong. Your wife wrong. That ghost of a baby wrong. Casper is wrong. Yes. All right. But yeah. So this is an ongoing case. So we can't really sentence her just yet. So we're gonna be requesting another continuance because we have to continue to gather evidence to build our case. But just know, friend, we on to you. And I believe Danny from the beginning. Like, at first I was like, all right, girl, you little nuts. But in the same episode, I said, you know what? I'm going to be quiet. Because Danny, when she say something, I don't know why. She'll tell you a joke. But she ain't going to tell you no lie. Even if she ain't got proof of it yet, friend be knowing. And that's why me and her is here. Because I'm telling you, I really believe she a Pisces. And, like, I'm a Libra, but I have, like, hella Scorpio placements. And so, you know, us, when we have a lot of water in our chart, we tend to see stuff that the rest of the world don't see. So, I don't know, girl. We finna gather some more evidence, but I be clocking everything now. Everything I tweeted, not tweet because I don't have Twitter, but on Threads, I put it on Threads. I be like, she did that. She didn't do that. I be clocking it right along with you, girl. So, we here. All right. Well, now that is over, let's go ahead and wrap this case up. So, it's time for the verdict, which is basically my final take and what I see coming next. So, this is what I see, y'all. This is what I see. I don't think Kenneth will go away easy. Like, first of all, I don't think what's his face is gonna shoot him. Randy, I don't think he's gonna shoot him. But I do think he's gonna scare him. Make sure he knows, like, you can get shot. Like, cause you remember when he asked Bill, like, what he was gonna do? He's like, what you gonna do? You gonna kill me? And Bill was like, that ain't me. Exactly. That's not him. So he sent the person in who will do it if you don't do what he said. So I think he's gonna go away, but I don't think he's gonna go away for long. And I don't think he's gonna go away easy. Like, this man is a big problem. Think about it. Think about him coming to town, working at the country club. He brought out all the big players. He brought out Joey, the Chief, Detective Malone, Ted, Bill. He brought out all the big dogs. Like, just for being there. So, yeah, Vernon is the ultimate big dog. You know, so I'm like, if he bringing out all these people just by being there and whispering in that man's ear, he gonna be more of a problem than Leslie. Watch. So, I don't think this will be the end of Kenneth by any means necessary. Okay, Kat and Eva. Y'all gonna become close. I see it. He got y'all working together. He keep pointing out the fact that y'all got similarities. At some point, one of y'all will reflect. It's probably gonna be Eva. Eva's the more reflective one. But yeah, at some point, one of y'all gonna reflect and y'all gonna be like, damn, he might be right. I don't like it, but he might be right. So y'all getting close. Y'all hate it, but y'all getting close. Okay, Danny and Bill will cheat. I don't want this to happen, but I definitely see it, especially because in the preview for not next week, because apparently we just can't have nice things during the week of the 4th. So the week after that, in the preview, we saw that Danny is going to catch Andre out with Ashley, which is so fucked up because she just told this man, my fear is that your reputation precedes you and I'm going to fall victim to that. She said this fucking beta, and this man goes out on a date with another woman where he knows he could be seen by her. Like, have you no couth? Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, as a result of that, and a multitude of other factors, I think Danny and Bill will cheat. I think they gonna end up in each other's bed sooner than later. And they gonna be sneaking around, girl. It's gonna be real regular. And I think one of those factors that will contribute to them cheating is Bill. I think Bill is going to become suspicious of Haley, especially if she does not show him any ultrasound video. Now, if she does, she might still be able to hold him off. But Bill, even though he being dumb, he ain't going to be this stupid for long. So, I don't know how you going to keep that up. But good luck to you, friend. Not really, though. Danny will cut Andre off. No question. I think so. I think, because she was already kind of leery of it in the first place, and then she didn't even want to go public because she was scared he's going to embarrass her. So, I honestly do feel like she's going to cut him off because it's like, I told you exactly what you were going to do, and then you go and do it. Swearing up and down that you weren't going to do it. You know? So, he did that to himself. Especially like with Bill there, and Bill, really might get open to hopping on her again. So yeah, Andre, you might have just did it to yourself, girl. Well, you ain't no girl, but girl is universal over here, okay? Sorry, bro, I guess. All right, Madison. I think Madison's gonna pull back on Chelsea because you seen how she had came back and she seen her and Allison talking, and she probably thinking like, oh, well, she just in love with her, so I'm gonna just let her have it. Yeah, sad. I hate that. I really do. All right, Chelsea might consider Allison's offer. I think so. Because Chelsea was reeling on that for a very long time. Like, she, even just then, I mean, when she was sitting there with Madison, she was talking about it. So it was something that hurt her. And a lot of times when something hurts you on the level that it hurt Chelsea to go through that with Allison, a lot of times when you go through stuff like that, you tend to want to change the ending. Because you know how they talked about how you replay the scenario in your head and wonder what went wrong. So when you do that and you like ruminate on it like that, if you get the chance to change the ending, you kind of will. So don't want her to, but I think she will. So that sucks. But yeah. So that concludes this week's session of the Gatekeepers Court. So remember, court may adjourn, but the judgment lives on. So until next time, stay shady, stay sharp, and stay tuned. Bye, y'all.